Hey everyone, happy Thanksgiving week. Thank you for joining me for today's yoga and Pilates. So for today, all you need is just a mat and a little bit of space. Feel free to have your water, your coffee, your tea, your other beverage of choice right nearby so that if you need it, you can grab it. As always, feel free to make this workout your own. Pause the video if you need a little bit extra of a break. Take a sip and come back to it when you're ready. We are doing today's workout just as a way to get our bodies moving and to feel good. So not bringing in any of that guilt that can be associated with eating on Thanksgiving, but giving your body just a little bit of a treat for the treat that you also get to give it by giving it all that good, hopefully some of it homemade food, for spending all that time with your family or with your friends. And hopefully giving a little bit of thanks for just being able to be here, being able to move the way that we do every day, every week. And I'm thankful for you for joining me. So feel free to grab whoever you're with today or put this video off until you're ready to grab some friends or some family. Roll out your mat, your towel, get a little bit of space, and we're gonna get moving in just a nice little flow, a little bit of core work, good bit of stretching, some good spinal twists to work with that digestion. And like I said, just get us moving because it feels good, and we're thankful that we can. That being said, I'm going to take just a second. I'm going to set my coffee off to the side, and we're going to start with just a nice easy warm-up starting from our child's pose. So taking those knees down wide, those big toes close together, those hips back towards the heels, and taking just a couple moments when you get there to take a couple of deep breaths. As you take those nice deep breaths here in this child's pose, taking those first couple of moments just to take your scan of the body, noticing how you're feeling today. Maybe this is post-meal, and so you're feeling a little bit sluggish, a little bit full, a little bit tired, and this is just going to give you some energy. Maybe it's pre-meal and you're just really looking forward to sitting down for lunch this afternoon, but maybe you sat in a car all day, maybe you had to fly somewhere, or maybe you just aren't quite moving the way that you normally do. And that's okay, giving yourself that leeway. So that's what that scan of the body is for, just to notice, to be aware, and to make this practice a little bit more your own and make it work for you. After you've taken that scan, we're going to start with our child's pose to cobra, just to start moving here. So as they bring those hips up, I'm going to pull those knees right underneath and then press those hips down to the mat, lifting through the chest, and that nice little lift. And then we're just going to move front to back at a pace that feels good for you. So if you like to go a little faster or a little slower, maybe one of these feels particularly good, so you find a little hold. Maybe one of them doesn't feel particularly good, so you hold in the other one for a little bit longer, or maybe just moving like this feels good, and so you get it going a little bit quicker. Go ahead and give me 2 more in each direction. After you finish those 2, go ahead and send it back to that child's pose for just another moment. And then let's go ahead and bring it up to hands and knees, bringing those wrists right underneath the shoulders, those knees right underneath the hips. Let's take it for a 4 cat and cow, so 4 nice deep breaths. As you inhale, drop the belly towards the floor, lift the hips and the chin. As you exhale, round the spine up towards the ceiling, tuck those hips underneath and that chin towards the chest. 3 more just like that. When you finish that 3rd, go ahead and bring that spine back to that nice neutral, long spine. Like I said, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. We're gonna take it into a low lunge. So I'm just gonna walk my hands slightly to the side so I have a little space. Take my right leg, swing it around, making sure that that ankle is underneath that knee. So find a small readjust if yours isn't. And then we're just gonna take it 3 times in each direction, front to back. So we're gonna exhale, press the hips just slightly forward. Inhale, press them back, find that hamstring stretch. Lengthen that front leg, lift those front toes. 2 more in each direction. and then coming back to that low lunge. Switching sides here. So again, walking those hands over, circle that leg around, same thing on that other side. So that low lunge gets us started, and then 3 each direction, hamstring stretch. When you finish that third, taking it back to that low lunge, we're gonna make our way to our forward fold. Curling the right toes under, lifting the knee, and then stepping that right foot forward to meet the left. Now this is our first inversion of the day, so our head is below the heart here, but if you need to lift it up a little bit, don't get any of that vertigo going, make sure that you're comfortable with where you're at. If you need a slight bend in those knees for that lower body stretch, feel free to keep it. Take just a couple moments here, nice and easy. If you can, start to let the head hang, start to exhale into it, relax down into that nice fold. Let's take 2 nice deep breaths. And then nice and easy, let's go ahead and roll it on up to standing. All right, fabulous. Relaxing those shoulders nice and low away from the ears. We're nice and solid through the bottoms of those feet. Shoulder blades are pulled slightly together, slight lift of the chin. If you need any additional ranges of motion, now is a great opportunity. Maybe a lateral stretch or 2, maybe a spinal twist or 2, maybe shake out those legs. We're gonna take 2 nice deep breaths, just standing in that mountain pose if you don't have any additional ranges of motion to find. Nice, with that third deep breath, let's take our inhale to take the arms up, our exhale brings us into our fold again. Excellent. From here, we're gonna start that core work with a plank, so I want you to go ahead and bend those knees, bring those palms to the mat, and step those feet back nice and long into your high push-up plank position. Now we're nice and solid with those wrists under the shoulders, those fingertips are nice and wide, and we've got a nice long line from the shoulders to the heels, or if you need a little bit of extra help here on this one, those knees can be on the mat, but we still want that nice long line from the shoulders to the knees, so that still keeps that tension through the core, keeps us working hard on that plank. All right, excellent. We're gonna take a couple of mountain climbers here. I'm gonna start with that right leg here. So I'm gonna pull underneath right in between those elbows and then step back out. Nice and slow and controlled, just like that. Take that left in and out. Here we go. Right, left, right, left. One more each here, just like that. Right and left. And then we're gonna pull our right underneath and give those shoulders a break by taking it to our 3-legged dog. So pressing that right foot up, pressing those hands into the mat, that left foot into the mat, and then we're gonna give them even more of a break by taking it to our half pigeon. So from here, we're taking that right leg underneath, the shin meets the mat underneath the hips, the top of that left foot meets the mat, and we're in our half pigeon. Now, easier version of this, if you don't do this very often, pulling that foot a little closer towards that left hip and that knee a little further out towards the top of the mat. You can always keep those hips up a little bit further if they're tight, or sink into it a little bit more if you're feeling okay here. From here, we're gonna take just a couple moments so you can keep it on those palms. You can bring it down to those elbows. You can bring that forehead to the backs of those hands, wherever you need to be here. A couple nice deep breaths. Let's take one more nice deep breath. All right, if you found those elbows, you brought that head down to the mat, let's go ahead and plant those palms, bring it back up. We're gonna take that right hip and send it down to the mat, to our right side, and circle that left leg around. A little bit more core work here coming for us. So we're on our seated position here. Knees are bent, heels are on the mat for just a moment. We're gonna lean it back. I'm gonna use my hands for a little support, so I'm finding that body positioning. From here, I'm gonna go ahead and take my hands out nice and long. I'm gonna try and keep that lean though. If you get there and you feel that lower back start to round out, sit up a little bit taller. If you get there and this isn't much of a challenge to hold, sit it back just a tiny bit more. From here, we're gonna go ahead and lift those heels into our boat pose. If you can't do that, keep them right there. Keep that tension on the core with that lean back. If you can, we're right here, we're in that boat. We've still got that nice lean, that lower back is still nice and long, but we're using a little bit more core for that balance. If you want even more of a challenge, you can take it to that full boat pose with those legs nice and long. We're here for 10 more seconds. Nice, don't forget to breathe. 4, 3, 2, we're gonna roll it all the way back and then send those legs out nice and long. All right, now our next movement is gonna be a single-sided movement. We're gonna come across the body. So I'm gonna start with my right leg and my left arm. And we're gonna do just like our bicycle might normally be with the elbow coming towards the knee in at the center, but we're gonna do it on that single side rather than alternating. However, what I do want you to think about is that left leg is not moving. I want to be on the mat here, so a little bit different than our normal challenge, but I want you to really activate it and press that left heel down into the mat. So we're using that left leg, we're using that left side core to bring it down into the mat. As we take those left fingertips behind the ears, the elbow out long, right hand can go wherever you're comfortable here, maybe up by your side as well. And then we're gonna take that right knee and that left elbow together as I press that left heel down. So a couple times just like that, float that right foot as you take it back out. So bringing it into center, stick to that left arm and that right leg, keep that left leg super active down into the mat. Give me that exhale as we come to center. Get that core nice and engaged. If you want a little more shoulder engagement, you can press that right palm down into the floor. So we've got that full cross body engagement all the way. Here we go, we're here for another 10. We've got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and relax it down. Fabulous, we're just switching sides. Right hand behind that ear, left hand can go wherever it's comfortable. That right leg this time activates down into the mat as hard as you can, pressing that heel down. And here we go, we're gonna bring that right elbow to that left knee, right across the center with that exhale. Keep moving just like that. You guys are doing awesome. Stick with me here. We've got 10, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. All right, now from there, we're gonna take it into that double leg work. So we're gonna take it from here, keeping the torso on the mat. Once again, a little bit different than our normal challenge, but we're gonna lift the head and shoulders. So the rest of the torso is gonna stay, the head and shoulders are gonna lift, and the knees are gonna lift. So kind of like coming into the center to our crunch. For more challenge, float those heels. For less challenge, sit them down and let that core relax between each rep. Here we go. Exhale at the center once again. If you're going a little faster or slower than me, keep it at your pace. Keep it at one you're comfortable with. Nice work, you guys, nice work. 10 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pull those knees into the chest, let the head and shoulders relax and release. Excellent work. All right, awesome. We're gonna take it into a spinal twist. I want you to bring those knees to your 90 degrees. Take those arms out into a nice T, and then send those knees down to one side. If they come down to the left, go ahead and look over that right shoulder, and vice versa. If you take them down to the right, go ahead and look over that left shoulder. Very nice. Let's take it through center and switch sides. All right, go ahead and take it back to center. We're gonna rock and roll it up to a seated position. So pulling those knees in, and then just start that little rock and roll. Keep the spine tucked, or the chin tucked and the spine rounded, so that we're not putting any pressure on the neck. As soon as you get that momentum to come up and over, bring it to that seated. When you're ready, we're gonna bring it around and hit some cats and cows. So, circling those legs around, finding that hands and knees. Let's take 2 nice deep breaths in our cat and cow, just like we practiced at the beginning. And then go ahead and bring that spine back to that nice neutral. Excellent. All right, a little bit more spinal twist. Again, working for that digestion, getting moving, especially through the spine, as we maybe sat a little bit extra today, yesterday, or might tomorrow, and that's okay. But we're just preparing ourselves for it. So right hand is gonna lift up, nice spinal twist up towards the ceiling. If you can only get this far, that's fine. If you can get a little further, that's fabulous. Either way is great. Listen to your body, not too much. And then we're gonna exhale, bring it down and through in between that arm and that leg. And then we're gonna place that right shoulder down onto the mat. So staying right here in this nice spinal twist. And then we're gonna add a little T-spine rotation. So I'm gonna turn so you can see what I'm doing here. A little T-spine rotation. So I'm starting with that right hand underneath and across the body here. And then I'm gonna take that left hand and bring those palms together. Now again, a little bit more spinal twist. If this is not comfortable for you, you can keep it just nice and easy in that twist. But if it feels okay, adding that thoracic spine, lifting those right fingertips just as far as you can go. So again, if you get a little further, that's fine. If you do it a little bit less, that's fine. Take it only as far as you can. Pain-free range of motion as always. Bringing it up and back down a couple times here. Nice, one more. And then when you bring those palms back together, go ahead and plant that left hand, lift that right, bring it up and through, or up and over, and then set it down next to the left. Same thing, other side. Left arm lifts, nice twist, down and through. All right, now that we're here, same thing. Again, if it doesn't feel good, just an option. If it feels okay, those palms come together, and we add in that T-spine rotation. Give me one more just like that. And then go ahead and plant that right hand, lift the left, and set it down next to the right. Fabulous. All right, we're gonna do one more set of those low lunges here for this time through. I'm gonna take that right leg, step it around. This time we're gonna find more of a hold. So rather than that flow front to back, I'm just gonna press it into that nice low lunge, finding that hip flexor stretch. Now, same thing as when you're sitting at a desk all day, maybe you sat in a car, again, maybe you took that plane. Those hip flexors tend to get tight because they are in that small range of motion, especially if you sit forward a little bit. But we want to give them a little bit of length. So this left leg, this leg that's down towards the floor, we press it in and find that stretch. If you feel okay here, and this isn't super intense, and if you have some cushioning between your knee and the floor, we can take this a little bit more intense by adding that left quad into it and taking that hip flexor stretch up by just a little bit. So I'm gonna take that right hand, bring it down to the inside of that right leg for a little bit of stability and support. I'm gonna take those left toes up towards the ceiling and reach my left hand around to grab those toes. Now I tend to come a little bit further so that the pressure is above the knee, not on the knee. So if you need to lean into it a little bit, that's fine. If this is too much, just keep that foot down on the ground in that nice low lunge. Give me one more nice deep breath. If you found that foot nice and gently, go ahead and release it. Send it down. Let's take this back into a hamstring stretch. Send those hips back, lengthen that front leg, lift those front toes. We're hinged forward at those hips for that extra stretch through the back of that right leg, that front leg. And let's take it forward into that lunge. We're gonna take it to our crescent. So starting with those fingertips down, turn the left toe under, lift the knee, sweep the arms, find your balance. Excellent. All right, from here, we're gonna step it forward. So take that left foot, step it forward, meet the right. We're in that nice high mountain, exhale, forward fold. All right, we're gonna take a couple moments here. If you need a sip of your beverage, this is a great opportunity. If you need a range of motion, this is a great opportunity. If not, you can hang out in this forward fold for a couple of extra moments, a couple extra nice deep breaths. Excellent. Whew. Alrighty, we're gonna hit that second side. Let's take our 2 nice deep breaths. That first one leads with those arms, bringing the exhale just to bring the arms down. And the second one's gonna take us into our fold. Here we go. Our inhale takes us up. If you're already in that fold, stay there. Exhale, arms down and around. Inhale takes us up. Exhale into that fold. Awesome. Alrighty, from there, from that starting point, we're gonna take it down into our plank. Bend those knees, plant those hands, step it back nice and long. Nice high push-up plank position. All right, finding that good positioning. Again, maybe those knees are down for this portion. We're in a little hold, a little plank skipping action here. All right, and this time we're gonna start with that left leg for those mountain climbers. So pulling underneath, nice and controlled, and back out. Here comes the right, left, right, left, right. One more each here, left and right. And then pull that left underneath, find that little hole, and then press it up for that 3-legged dog. Ooh, a little stretch there, press that right heel down towards the mat. Here we go for our half pigeon. Sweep that left leg underneath, that shin meets the mat under those hips. The top of that right foot meets. We've got a little bit of time here. Those palms can stay down, those elbows can come down, and that forehead can come down. Awesome. If you found that head or those elbows down on the mat, go ahead and bring it back up to those palms. We're going to take that left hip down this time, circle that right leg around. From there, we bend those knees, plant those heels, plant those hands behind the hips, lean it back. Find that good positioning. So you've got something reflective and you can check it out. Make sure you've got that long spine. Feel free to. If not, making sure that that lower back is nice and flat, that core is nice and engaged. When you're ready, lift those hands, lengthen those arms. You can stay here, you can lift to here, or you can lengthen those legs. Just making sure that you keep that spine nice and long and we're in that boat pose. Getting that core engaged, and don't hold your breath here, so keep it breathing. Ten more seconds, stay with me. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it down. Excellent work all the way to that mat. Whew. All right, we're gonna start with that right hand and that left leg. This time that right leg presses down into that mat nice and solidly. So starting on that opposite side, we're coming in towards center. Again, if you want a little more pressure, a little more upper body work, you can press that left hand in, or you can bring that hand behind the ear, or bring it wherever feels comfortable. Here we go. Right elbow, left knee. Press that right foot down into the mat. Use that exhale when you come to center. Nice work, you guys. Stick with me 10 more seconds here. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Set it down, switch sides. Same thing, other side. Bring it towards center. Press that left foot down. Extend it back out. Excellent work, excellent work. Stay with me, keep your breath going. We've got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice, last one on this core section. Fingertips behind those ears. We're coming in towards center. Again, that lower torso is staying on the mat. Those hips are staying on the mat. We're bringing the knees in and the head and shoulders up for that little bit of a crunch. If you want more of a challenge, you float. If you want less of a challenge, bring it all the way down to the mat and relax between each rep. Here we go. Use that exhale to come up. Inhale as you extend. Nice work. We're almost there. Last little bit of core work here. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nicely done. Pull those knees in towards the chest. Give yourself a second. Let's take it into our spinal twist. Arms out into our T. Choose a side. Take those legs down to that side and head over that opposite shoulder. Let's switch sides. Nicely done. Into center. That rock and roll. And up to seated. Here we come over for that cat and cow. Excellent. From here, we've got that spinal twist. Spine nice and long. Right arm lifts. Down and through. You can stay right here. You can find that thoracic spine rotation. Palms together. And then that lift and lower. Choose the option that works for you, even if it's not the one you did last time. Maybe you need a little bit more of a break. Maybe the spine's not feeling super flexible. That's okay. Give me one more if you found those. And then bring that hand back down, lift that right arm, and set it down. Same thing, second side, lift the left. Down and through. And again, you can add that extra rotation if it feels good. If you found it, give me one more. And then go ahead and set that palm down, lift that left, and set it down. Nice. All right, left leg comes forward this time. So into that low lunge again. All right, from here, now we're taking that opposite side. Again, you've got that hip flexor option. Those right toes point up. We circle around to grab. Again, I'm gonna lean a little bit forward, takes the pressure off the kneecap and puts it a little bit further up the leg so that it's not painful. As always, if this does not feel good, if you're not quite loose enough for this today, that's okay. Just keep that stretch in that nice low lunge. And if you found that, go ahead and release it. Here you go, hamstring stretch, sink those hips back, lift those front toes. Lengthen that left leg. Bring it right back up into that low lunge. Curl the right toe under, lift the knee, lift the arms, balance, crescent lunge. Nicely done, and let's go ahead and step that right foot forward to meet the left in that nice tall mountain. Exhale, bring the arms down and around. All right, we've got a couple nice deep breaths coming after us here. So let's take a couple. First one is gonna take us out and up. Inhale takes us up. Let's find our lateral stretches. Or right arm down, left arm up over top. Inhale up to center. Second side. Inhale up to center one more time each direction. Second side. Inhale up to center. Exhale, circle the arms down and around. Now you can press those palms towards each other behind the back or interlace behind the back and then extend to open up through the chest, pull the shoulder blades together. Exhale to release. Let's take 2 more nice deep breaths. Inhale takes us up. Exhale brings us down. On that last one, those palms meet up overhead. Inhale takes us up. Palms meet. Exhale pulls the hands down to heart center. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you guys have a great Thanksgiving weekend. Hopefully you convinced someone to join you today. And if not, there's always time. You can do it again. Good little 30-minute workout here, a little bit of a stretch, a little bit of core. But regardless, happy Thanksgiving. I look forward to seeing you guys in class next time. The light in me honors the light in you. Bowing as we say, namaste.